I don't even know how to commentate this disaster class performance. Now, if you had told me that at the beginning of the year we would be losing to Penn State 37-10, I'd have been like, oh, is Penn State having an off day? To be fair, they really have been having an off day, or about a million, but today was most certainly not their off day. Because they just shellacked us 37-10. As the team that was, had a better record than them, they were favored by 7 plus. And what do you know? Vegas was right. But also wrong in the fact that we did not keep it close. This is the first time this season that we have, didn't lose the game kind of in the end. I mean, Minnesota technically counts, but, there were still chances in, the second half to get back into this. There was some borderline, fireable offenses by these coordinators. I don't know what Holgerson is doing. I don't know what he's trying to force Latif into. But why is Latif throwing the ball so damn much? Why are you telegraphing so much what the fuck you're going to do when you finally do use Latif as a running quarterback? And then you just fucking stopped doing it and then tried spamming almost the exact same play over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And guess what? It didn't happen. Okay? But that's the offense. I guess I expected better than 10 points from the offense, but Penn State talent feed, fuck, I don't know they're going to beat Rutgers next week, but come on. Offense. You have to do a little better than getting 3 points when it matters. 3. That turnover on downs at the 2-yard line? Really, guys? You couldn't do anything after the first drive? Really? Are you trying to sink Latif into the depths of hell of not being able to quarterback? Okay? Because it seemed like you were trying to play more to get Graham said reps than you were to try and win football games. Alright? If that's what I'm seeing, Holgerson, alright, I'm watching you. I might not want to fire you, but I'm keeping a fucking eye on you and seeing what the hell you're doing with this play calling pizzazz garbage. Alright? But then, defense. Okay? 37 points, if if you told me this final score at the beginning of the season, I would have more than likely happily taken it. But against a Penn State team that has a quarterback that quite literally barely could throw the football, at least, in the games that he was, showing, and I get, he's playing Penn State, he's playing Indiana, he's playing Ohio State. He didn't look that great against, the teams that are not as good as those two teams. Did he look impressive against Michigan State? No. But he looked damn impressive against us. And that is a shame because, the whole media narrative, the whole narrative of this defense is, they got a really great passing defense. And for weeks, I have been saying the only reason why the passing defense is so good is because everyone just runs the ball. And what do you know? They ran the ball today quite effectively. Apparently, they have multiple running backs that are way too damn good. And apparently, we cannot handle that. What the fuck? Come on. You gotta realize, there is no Hutmaker. There is no Robinson. There is none of the guys that made the 3-3-5 system work. Because guess what? Those guys that are there right now are significantly worse than those two boys. All right? They are significantly worse. So you have to change what the fuck you're doing, because a 3-3-5 defense only works if those three, fucking do something. And even when they decided to finally stack guys in the box, they still couldn't tackle worth a shit. Felt like that dude was fucking laced in grease. Oh, and then, the classic Big Ten ref bullshit of, holding and all that. Not being able to call that in the first half or the second half. But, it's hard to, justify blaming the refs when even in plays that they weren't technically holding, you still gave up 20 yards a rush. Like, come on. Come on. I don't know what kind of voodoo technical explanation you have to throw out there to say that, there was some sort of improvement for the run defense. Because there is no improvement for this run defense. They have regressed further. Okay? This is not Akron. This is not Houston Christian. Okay? You are playing Penn State. And even if they fired their coach, justly or not, and, maybe they're not in the best of spirits, they still got a good home crowd, and they still, have talent. You have to play against that talent. And yet you decided to play not up anywhere near your expectations. Alright? We have Iowa next week. Okay? Iowa decided to do this fun thing of going into the game with momentum. Okay? They won their game on a walk-off field goal despite looking like the dog shit team against, Michigan State. They looked less impressive than, Penn State was against them, but, what do you expect? It's Iowa. Their offense has been better, but, you never know when they just fucking regress. It's you have Iowa next. And I still don't think you can out-offense them. Alright? They have done significant improvements. And I don't care whether this team had Rayola or Latif. It does not matter. You will die if you do not have that run defense. You will die if you do not have a fucking, trust in your quarterback. Like, if you do not trust Latif to do anything with the ball, if you do not trust that man, put in someone else. I'm tired of seeing them, just to say, we're putting him out there because he's the best talent that we have. Do you really think that? Okay? I'm not saying that Latif is bad, because he's not really bad. But they're putting him in a situation that is making him look bad. Okay? Quarterbacks don't succeed when, the coordinators that are putting them in there don't think that they can succeed. So if you do not think that you can succeed with Latif in there, fine. That is your own stupid opinion. But okay, put someone else in there. You still had 3 games after Rayola got injured, okay? And remember, next man up. And also, you had a full bye week to prepare for this game. You had a full bye week to prepare a game plan. And all that did was get you to the 2-yard line when you turned it, and then you turned it over on downs, and suddenly everything went to shit. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Because I don't think it fucking was. You gotta play better. You just gotta play better. This edition of Penn State is not the Penn State that we thought it was. Earlier this year. Okay? Even 3 games into the season, they still looked fine. Okay? Obvious cracks, but, can't really get exposed that much against, FIU and Villanova. But, they're worse than that. They don't have Alar. Do we think that our team is the one that fired our head coach And they were the one that, had that we were the one that had the interim head coach. Like, obviously, there's always worse coaches than Rule and all, but it's really hard. It's really hard to just painfully wait for this program to do something. You know what would actually be, good improvement? Beating Iowa. And to be honest, that is all that matters. I don't care. I don't really fucking care what the hell dumb shit bowl game that we go to. Because we flubbed the chance at a CFP invite. All we had to do was beat Minnesota and beat Penn State. And we would have been, fucking 9-2. You just cannot. You could have been 9-2. You could have been going, at least into this game with CFP hopes. Instead, you flubbed it against fucking that garbage. The team that lost to fucking Northwestern. Also, props to Terry, of course. He's done a, pretty good job, I guess. I will warn you, Penn State, just keep him away from certain things. I'm not saying that, it's a Mickey Joseph 2.0, because Mickey Joseph only won one game. But just don't think that he's the right choice immediately. I get all the other choices suck, but, don't think to immediately go with that option. Just give it time. Give it until after Black Sunday, Black Monday. Just give it time. We'll see. You'll have to see whether, there's people ready. Just make sure you're ready to see, potential future candidate. Because I never thought Rule was a candidate. I mean, obviously, he had links, but I never that they would, actually be able to hire him. But they did, because he was available. You could look to the NFL, but it's probably not it. But just don't think that's the only option. Just keep your eyes open. Because if you do hire him as your full-time head coach, and then he does some dumb shit, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there's always that tiny chance. Unfortunately. And that comes with every interim head coach. Antonio Pierce, for example. He was a great interim head coach. Actual head coach? Players' guys work until they don't win on the field. It's kind of what Rule is, to be honest. But, he is still a better candidate than Matt Rule. So, I'll give you that. Because, dear God, Rule fucking... It's better than other options, but goddamn, it's not regressing, but it's fucking it just takes so long to get up to the top around here. I'm not even asking for a CFP invite. I'm just asking for, fucking consistency. Goddamn. One day I'll find, a team that I can actually, one day they'll find something. I'm going to stop here. I'm a little hungry. Hopefully this goes through. And, I will see you guys. Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. I hate these night games. I feel way too nervous for these. Just like the team. See ya.